Hey guys, welcome back to the Chesnoid FC save here on FIFA 22. We crack on today with a run of really difficult fixtures. If yesterday wasn't tough enough with Manchester United and Liverpool, and Leicester thrown in the mix as well, then today, Manchester City, Chelsea and Tottenham all in a row, and then the one that we'll sim and hopefully get 3 points from at the very least, Sheffield United at the end of the month. I'd be happy with, to be fair, 6 points from these 3 games. That built on either 2 wins and 2 defeats, or a win against Sheffield United and draws against City, Chelsea and Tottenham. We did well against Manchester United yesterday. We did well against Leicester, and we could have gotten something from the Liverpool game too. We are a side with real European ambitions this season and have a starting 11 at least that really should be challenging for those positions, if not for the title, although evidently our quality in depth isn't there, albeit we do have the depth number-wise. But we hope to be able to compete with a number of sides at the beginning of this episode. City are actually 9th so far this season, having lost 3 games. We too have lost 3 games, we just haven't drawn any. We either win or we lose. So me saying a win against Sheffield United and 3 draws against City, Chelsea and Tottenham is probably not that realistic. Chelsea are also 8th. They're unbeaten. They've just drawn 6 and won 3. I swear Chelsea last season drew loads of games as well. Seems to be a pattern of their play. And Tottenham running things at the top of the table with Southampton. 8 wins in their opening 9, both. But we're only goal difference away from the Champions League spots. And the board, of course, this season do only want a Europa League spot as a minimum. So we absolutely can do that this year. Currently 5th, and we're in a Europa League paying position. Financially, says sell 2 players and sign 2 players. We've done that. 4 of 4 complete, but I haven't got the tick yet. That should... and finish the season without any unspent transfer budget. Well, we are planning on hopefully, potentially, depending on what your feedback is, making a new signing up top to replace Randy and Teka moving forward. And, well, with the money we have and the money we could raise from a Randy and Teka sale, if we can get ourselves into the top 4 and push forward, then maybe we can make a properly good signing at striker. Alternatively, I could maybe consider selling someone like Van Ersden, although I haven't been willing to do so yet, to drop Itakura out of the starting lineup. It would be a big decision to do that, but sign maybe a world-class striker and a world-class centre-back. Although Itakura plays like a world-class centre-back, even if he's not rated as such. Right, City at home to start us, and then even more difficult games after that. Drop the video a like if you're enjoying this save. Of course, please do continue to do so. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any more. And we'll see what we can do in this episode. I'm not holding out massive expectations, but we did well yesterday. So there is previous. Let's see if we can do it again. City then with Zach Steffen in goal. Gusto, Diaz, Palmer, Brown and Cancelo. Brozovic, Rodri and Palaversa, with Ferran Torres, Gabby Jesus and Raheem Sterling as the front men. Edison on the bench. Andre Silva. New signing Marcus Edwards is on the bench as well. Pedro Porro. Sangare. They've got some quality on the bench, and it's not a full-strength side, you wouldn't have said. Players like Palmer Brown in there in the defence. And Gusto at right back. I don't know how good he may well be by this point in a save. But questions asked of City's choice of lineup. However, they are 9th in the table, and maybe they're 9th because they've been playing with this particular lineup. I'm not sure. Regardless, gives us a little bit more hope of maybe getting something from this game. Although their attack is still very much as strong as it ever was, as far as I'm concerned. That was a decent tackle, but we'll take the free kick. Play it short there to Itakura. Look forward for Randy and Teka, who will try and bend it with the angle, but he's bent it over the top of the bar. Brozovic into Gabby Jesus. Ferran Torres, really well played. Torres is in behind here. This could spell danger. Really good player, Ferran Torres. Rate him highly in real life, and he'll be a top player for many years to come. He already is a top player. Get this out wide here to Rodrigo. Derek Ray asks, can we hit on the break? Well, that's what we're going to try and do. Kawiri, I'll try and get this back to Rodrigo. He's got support with him here. And Lewis Ferguson's shot is blocked well. It'll fall to Randy and Teka, who swung and missed at it. Win that header, please. Oh, he did, but he couldn't get it to Lewis Ferguson, which is where I was trying to aim it. A really good chance there. We could have got very lucky with the way it fell to Randy and Teka, but it didn't quite land in the spot it needed to end up in the back of the net. Still 0-0 here, but City a little bit shaky at the back. but look dangerous going forward. Cancelo inside to Gabby Jesus. He's got options. A little ball roll through to Ferran Torres, who gives City a 1-0 lead. City look dangerous at the top. Inside to Palaversa. This is dangerous again. Gabby Jesus. Really nicely done by Koa Takura, but still it's fallen for Raheem Sterling. Jesus is again there in support. Sterling again. Best holds on. Good hands. City pressing now. They've got their lead and they want to extend it. We'll try and get ourselves back in the game with an equaliser as quickly as we possibly can, but I'm not sure whether it'll come. I've got plenty of options out on this left-hand side. Tierney has Kassoon still in support. Won't play it to him. That's where I was trying to get the ball. Lewis Ferguson out of his feet. That's going in. It's not going in because Stefan's in the way, doing his job. Jesus. Out to Ferran Torres. Back there to Gusto. That was nicely done. Brozovic, Jesus. I need you to win this, please. Oh, Sterling wins the header. Keeper gets a solid hand to it, but can't keep it out. He will not score many with his head in his career, Raheem Sterling. But he's in between the defenders there. It's over Itakura and Jaden Bogle tried his best to get there, but it was absolutely nowhere near it. Teo Bess was near it. It just so happened to be placed just far enough away from him that despite getting two strong hands to it, he couldn't turn it around the corner. We trailed by 2 at home against Manchester City. This is not going to plan so far. Although I said I would take 6 points regardless of how they came. 2 wins and 2 defeats. It just so happens that we could then only allow ourselves 1 defeat from the next 3 games if this ends as is. But it's not over yet. It's still 45 minutes. If they can score 2.5, so can we. All switched. Looking for Gusto to find Ferran Torres. He's got the legs on Tierney. Ferguson nods that down. I mean, it was meant for Riley McGree. I'm going to go 3-0 down because of that. I tried to head it with Ferguson down to Riley McGree, who stood next to him here, and he's played it to Nteka. I just wasn't ready to receive it with Nteka. Immediately lost it. Ball played forward, and we're 3-0 down. Well, 2.5 was achievable. 3 in 40 minutes. Even the most positive of us wouldn't say that that was likely. Corner for City with half an hour to go. Ferran Torres has been taken off here and they've brought on Marcus Edwards in his place. Brought back to English football, Marcus Edwards. From the Portuguese leagues. Here's João Cancelo. Cross into Brozovic. Through the gap there to Edwards. What a return that would have been. Pep can't quite believe that that didn't go in. But Teo Bess is a very capable goalkeeper and he's been unlucky not to keep City out on at least one occasion of the 3 there have been so far. They've dominated me though, Manchester City. I have to be honest. I haven't been even remotely competitive in this game. I've just been chasing shadows for the entire 90. Nice tackle by Lacroix. Kassoon chopped from behind and the referee will give a yellow card to Marcelo Brozovic. Rodri to Marcus Edwards. Back inside, Rodri to Brozovic. Sangare, Sterling, Brozovic. Andre Silva over the top to Marcus Edwards. That would have been a crazy team goal. Thankfully, Bess has made the save, but City are playing some scintillating stuff here and at times are quite frankly just untouchable. I thought he was going to jink there and he didn't. Bogle has denied them a second corner. Guiri is there. So's Rodrigo. Dart inside. That's nicely done by Rodrigo. Right. The chance for what will only be a consolation, I'm sure. Rodrigo going all the way here. And Rodri go with the save, or with the block. Oh, it's a pain. It was a really good run. Keeper's going to come for that. Stefan gets there as well. City, too good. Quite frankly, just too good. Ferguson out to Kassoon. Tierney's on the overlap. And we'll use him, which is a case of timing the pass. Which we've done well. Dink's looking for Randy Nteka with the least convincing overhead kick you've ever seen in your life. I don't know, has he really added anything more than a couple of miles an hour on that and didn't really change the direction of the ball either. Ooh, it's just been underwhelming here against City. We've not been good enough. They've shown their class And it's their possession play that's really set them above. I haven't had much of the ball because they've been so good with it. Incisive passing, brilliant finishing. And unfortunately, that's just the way that it is for us right now. We are nearly there as a club and as a squad. But results like that and the manner of the results like that show that we're not there yet. We'll try and do something against Chelsea and Tottenham. But City, I can't get close. Chelsea then at Stamford Bridge with Edouard Mendy in goal. Chalobah, Middleton, Dragushin, Ibanez and Ben Chilwell. Kai Havertz and Mason Mount. Hudson-Odoi, Alexander Isak and Christian Pulisic up top. It's a good team. I don't know much about Dragushin or Middleton, but the rest of the team's pretty decent. Chalobah at right back will be intriguing and probably be one of the weak spots, if not perhaps the only weak spot in their defensive line. Callum Hudson-Odoi hopefully won't be that good on their left-hand side. Sorry, on their right-hand side of midfield as well. So perhaps this right-hand flank is the way forward to try and get past this 5-back for Chelsea. Kawiri trying hard to keep hold of the ball there and doing well to do so. Kassoun to McGree. Andy and Teka. I see the runner Lewis Ferguson. I just can't quite use him. Get that to Kassoun. Just lift it in towards the middle. We'll take the corner. Or was he offside? No, we'll take the corner. Come on then. Randy, please. On the end of this, if you can. Or Lacroix. Or Kai Havertz. Kawiri should get to that first. Spun up. But it's spun kindly for McGree. Back to Lacroix. Looking for Rodrigo. Lewis Ferguson. Tried to take a shot first time. And he took a touch and knocked it in front of him. Struggling at the minute with, I don't know, stuff just not happening as I'm asking for it. It might be me. I might be slightly delayed with my inputs. But Nteka trying hard to turn there. Finding Kassoun here. Get it back to Randy. He's left it. Oh! He must have known what was coming. The pass was intended for Randy Nteka. He's dummied it. And Riley McGree's rocked up. And arrowed it into the top corner. What a swept, beautiful finish. Randy out to Kassoun. The obvious target was Nteka. He's left it. And McGree! Wow! What a goal! He's in the middle of it. And he's just pulled it. And Edouard Mendy, not actually at full stretch, I have to say. But still, big goal. Manager's really impressed with that. As am I. I guess I'm the manager too. 1-0 Chelsea. 1-0 Chesnoid. To Pulisic. Driving away. He's got the pace to get around Jaden Bogle. Into Mason Mount. Oh, beautifully found there. Christian Pulisic. Itakura should win this header. He has done. If not won that one though, the follow-on's won by Mason Mount. Managed to produce quite a bit of power on that header. And it wasn't that far away. Certainly dominated Lewis Ferguson aerially. Ferguson has been a weird player in this save. His rating is one of the highest we've got in midfield. But I don't know. I'm starting to be rather unconvinced. Even though Riley McGree scored a very good goal today. I'm not overly sure that this midfield pairing is the one to take us all the way. Certainly going to be an area of change in the not too distant future. Like I say, I'm thinking of making changes with Nteka and maybe at centre-back as well. But maybe we pass up on the potential Itakura change and try and sign a centre-mid. Oh, good effort by Christian Pulisic. Good save by Teo Bess. Maybe we sign a centre-mid or two. We do have some players that are decent in the club, but I don't know whether Lewis Ferguson is actually performing like an 84 rated player should. He's good, don't get me wrong, but I have felt like he's not really wiped out, and certainly we'll get a booking for this. I'm not sure if Lewis Ferguson has really provided what you'd want from an 84 rated player. All around the corner looking for Kawiri, trying to cut that back. We got some decisions to be made with regards where to take this club forward. Nteka is okay, but isn't of the quality we're going to need. And is that the case with Lewis Ferguson as well? I'm starting to think maybe so. Across to Havertz. Here's Isak. Hudson-Odoi. Pulisic. And away, please. Bring it down, well done, Gouiri. Playing well so far, offensively and defensively. Trevor Chalobah stands firm there. And that might have been a foul on Mason Mount. He certainly went for a bit of a stumble. I'll look for Gouiri actually here, and then for Randy Nteka. The defender committed to ground, which he probably shouldn't have done. Strong arm from Mendy. Rodrigo brings it back under control nicely, stands it up. Lewis Ferguson might have hit an arm. Did I catch the man there? I was trying to cross it. He's gone for a slide tackle. We'll take the corner. We'll pop it about the penalty spot and see if someone can get on the end of it. Oh, Mendy couldn't keep hold of that. It's very, very rare that the keeper comes for something in that sort of position and doesn't get it under control. Oh, what a header from Lacroix. We lead by 2 at Stamford Bridge. I haven't been overly impressed with Maxence Lacroix either, to be fair. He's come in and been good, but he too is decent. Oh, the keeper should save that as well. I thought it was right in the corner from the previous angle, but no. Should Edouard Mendy do better with that? Oh, certainly Edouard Mendy should do better with that. Questions asked of Chelsea's goalkeeper for both of our goals. Though Riley McGree's was certainly of a much higher quality. 2-0 we lead as we approach half-time. The away side in a white-ish kit, leading by 2-0 away from home against a side playing at home in a bluish kit. This feels like the last game all over again. If I can score a third in the second half and take away a 3-0 victory, then we'll be very, very pleased indeed. Pulisic. Chelsea have the task of taking on City next, and if they haven't been able to deal with the challenge of us, how they're supposed to deal with the challenge of that City side we just played, I'm not sure. Although, they are returning fire here. Chelsea pull one back through Callum Hudson-Odoi. Just kept moving it across, one man at a time, and then through the gap. And it's a decent finish from Hudson-Odoi. I just couldn't deal with the movement. Typical. As soon as I start saying, oh, they can't deal with us, they go and fire back and have themselves potentially a route back into the game. It's Callum Hudson-Odoi's first goal of the season. 1 goal in 6 games so far in the Premier League for him. So he's not been a mainstay in the starting lineup for Chelsea here. I'll look for Randy Nteka if he's in a decent position. That's going to cannon off Chilwell. Back here to Ferguson, to Riley McGree. He's going to try and do it again. Keeper's come. Is he going to get there? He does this time. An hour played. I'm going to make a change. I'm going to bring Billy Gilmore on for Ferguson. And I'm going to bring Kayusta on in the midfield as well. We're going to try and sit on what we've got. Back to Havertz. The option is on out wide. They will look for it. Kieran Tierney apparently is hurt. Where did he pick that knock up? Is he offside here? No, Callum Hudson-Odoi onside. 2 players in the way that hit an arm. I'm going to have to take Kieran Tierney off here because he's injured. Tierney off and Ethan Laird on. A third enforced change after our 2 changes that we made of our own accord. Mount with the free kick. Callum Hudson-Odoi going off for them, and on in his place is... I couldn't quite see his name quickly enough. Might have been Federico Chiesa. I know they've got him as a wide option. Mount lifts this in. Itakura hooks away. Hoping he was head that, but never mind. Here we go. Counter-attack maybe. What is that, mate? It was Chiesa that came on, by the way, as you saw there with a little graphic. But Christ knows what that through ball from Kassoun was. Oh, and if it weren't for Bess, I would have lost my mind. 15 minutes to go. Kai Havertz can't find the ball into the back of the net. They've brought on Mauro Icardi now for Alexander Isak, who couldn't find a way through. Ibanez, Chiesa, Icardi, and he's put it over the bar. What a chance for a man of his talents, and he can't find the target, let alone score. That's a let-off, though. Better save, and then Icardi missing. Rodrigo into Gouiri. Chilwell takes it off him. I can't hold on to possession at the moment. And that's a dangerous combination with the way that Chelsea have been attacking. Thankfully, Jayden Bogle won it back for us there. Billy will find Kayusta. He'll spread it out wide to Ethan Laird. Kassoun into Gouiri. Now, if I can find the pass for Nteka here, we could have played him in. Found Nteka, but he couldn't shrug off Middleton. I think he's a youth player, Middleton. I'm not sure, but I don't think he's of any real first-team quality. He's done okay today. Havertz looking over the top. He's offside surely and is given as such. Curious to know who that Middleton is, actually. Because I had a look on FIFA to see if I could find a centre-back Middleton, and I couldn't find one. Dragusin is a player from Russia, playing in Russia and grows to like the early 80s. And yeah, Ethan Middleton, 74 rated, youth centre-back. Dragusin, 76 rated. Ibanez is 85 and of quality. On the bench, they have players like Teles, Lafont, Jalanolu. It's such a strange decision to play 3 mid-70 rated players when the rest of their squad is so good. Really strange decisions made by AI managers. But it's not like it's just this year. It's every year that they, for some reason, don't play their strongest 11 every single week. Billy Gilmore out here to Jaden Bogle. It's almost like it's registering us as a side that are still 3 stars, not a side that have a squad that is probably 4 to 4.5 stars now. So they don't play their strongest team. City had some odd players in there as well, and luckily for them, were able to still get the result they wanted. But it is baffling. That's how it feels basically, as I explained it there. Like the AI managers or the other teams don't acknowledge the growth that's happened with your squad throughout the course of a save. Your team is still registered as where it started. I don't know, maybe you guys have got some experience on that or some ideas, some opinions on it. Do let me know. Let me know about the whole central midfielder thing as well, actually, whilst we're at it. This January won't be too far away in coming around. But we've done enough here to get a victory against Chelsea. We're really pleased with that, even though the response doesn't fit on the screen. We have to be mentally strong, as we try to be, but sometimes I crack and cave. But certainly we had to stay switched on at the back, and a couple of times we switched off at the back, and thankfully either Best made the save or they were really, really loose with their finishing, a la Mauro Icardi. Right, that's Ethan Laird peaked as well at 79. Got a lot of peaked players now. A lot of peaked players. Like, I mean, that sums it up, doesn't it? We've signed players early enough on in their careers that they've now finished growing. And even with continued first team exposure, they're only growing by 1 a season at most and then peaking again. We're still up in 5th. We're still only goal difference away from 4th. And we've Tottenham Hotspur next, who I believe are still top of the table. I think Southampton might have lost the game. They haven't. Southampton and Spurs are still unbeaten. It's just that Southampton have drawn a couple since the beginning of the episode so far today, whereas Tottenham have continued to win almost every single game that they play. Tottenham so far today won 2. Southampton so far drawn 2. We've won 1, lost 1. So predict this Tottenham game. Tottenham Hotspur with Bernardoni in goal. Munoz, Ake, Fofana, Estupiñán, Højbjerg, Schlager and Fofana. Another Fofana. Madueke, Harry Kane and Heung-min Son. In fact, I think that Fofana and Fofana are both new signings for Tottenham, aren't they? In the most recent window. I think I remember commenting saying they've signed Fofana and Fofana. Well, let's see how Fofana and Fofana do in this game for Tottenham. They're obviously, in theory, on paper at the moment, certainly form-wise, the best side in the division. Let's see if they can prove that. Cut this back. Campaign to remember, supposedly, for Amin Gouiri so far. I wouldn't say one to remember at this early stage, but it certainly could be one to remember if he helps fire us to our first ever European spot in the club's history. Out here to Estupiñán. Tottenham as they try and build and get their first goal of the game. It's the betting that we beat Chelsea, beat Tottenham, but end up losing to Sheffield United. We'll wait and see what happens. Chelsea now taking a 1-0 lead against Manchester City. Typical. Kick it, please, Kassoon. I did ask you to. Thank you, pal. Kieran Tierney will go to Nteka first, then look for Gouiri, who's found well. Needs some support. Andy Nteka. Rodrigo. Good save by Bernardoni. I don't think Rodrigo scored for me yet, has he? He's certainly got a number of assists. Keeper's done well to come and get that. waiting for this first goal of the game. Here's Noni Madueke. He's got Højbjerg out wide. I'm trying to get him to go that way, but he doesn't seem to want to. In fact, he's going for goal. Theo Best makes the save. Noni Madueke trying to catch everybody out there, but just going for it. I thought didn't have enough space to get a shot off, nor really the angle on his right foot to do so. But he's done well. In fact, apparently he's left-footed. So why he was even having the shot on his right foot there in the first place, I'm not sure. He certainly was in a position to shoot with his left. Estupiñán into Xhaka. Harry Kane around the corner here to Heung-min Son. This is dangerous. Kane sweeps over the bar, trying to replicate a Riley McGree style finish, but can't do it. I mean, Guiri could be a decent position here. That's a foul, I think. Yeah, I didn't think Xhaka got any of the ball. And we're in a position here to go for goal. McGree stood over it, but it will be Guiri we give the chance to. He scored a very good free kick recently. We'll try and get him to score another here. We'll go for the high road and then try and get it to dip. Oh! Which it did, but it landed on the top of the bar, unfortunately. We look half decent here against Spurs. Good header by Jayden Bogle, but only finds one of the Fofanas. Højbjerg, Kane, Kassoun probably could have stuck a leg out there, but elected not to. Noni Madueke's been really tricky to deal with in this game. He's just so quick, and the ball is glued to his feet when he has it. Son, pretty sharpish in a straight line himself. Past Jayden Bogle, Itakura with the clearance. Nathan Ake, oh God. Just completely ruins, Guiri's entire career. Noni Madueke, Kane, Best with the save. Corner for Tottenham again. Madueke will take it. They're going to go short to Schlager again. They're not this time. Whipped in. Guiri heads up. Schlager could be underneath this. I'm trying to give him a little nudge in the back there with Riley McGree to ensure he doesn't get to it first, but he did. Fofana to Schlager. And Harry Kane again. Tottenham haven't been as good as City, I have to say. Of the two, I'd have said that City were the side that played like a team that were top of the table. But Tottenham haven't been bad. They just haven't been as good as you would expect a side that won 10 of 11 games to be. They've got another corner here as the shot was deflected over. Schlager, I'll have that, thank you. We'll try and counter-attack. Now, don't lunge at me stupidly, Schlager, because you'll get yourself sent off. Guiri looking for Anian Teka. Finds only Fofana's foot half a yard in front of him. Struggling to build anything now in this game. Oh, don't know where Son's going to go. Straight for goal. Comfortable for keeps. Kassoun. Back to Kieran Tierney. Kassoun wants me to go back to the centre-back, but I want to be on the front foot. I want to play aggressively. I want to get in behind this defensive line and score a goal to give ourselves the lead. Randy scores a good goal there. I'll give him his dues. That's good movement. It's a good finish. He's literally done dick all until I audibly said, rather than thinking it, I might change him in the squad and sell him. And then he started to score goals again. 1-0 to us. Kane. Out wide to Noni Madueke. Quiet intercepts and then clears. And as far as Fofana though. Kane, Son. Brr, shot power. A half-hearted clearance that came back with interest. Heung-min Son equalises for Spurs. Quite literally, Stuart Robinson. That clearance isn't good enough. Oh, questions asked to the keeper again with that dodgy animation where they don't actually reach for the ball. They keep their hands next to them. Like, I don't understand those animations. They're so odd. Heung-min Son makes it 1-1. Regardless if he had fully stretched, the shot power was probably enough to get it past him. But if keepers actually made a visual attempt to try to get there, then you could perhaps take it a little bit more. Like the goal that City scored with Sterling's header, where the keeper dived at full stretch, got to it, just couldn't keep it out. That's better than just diving with your hands tucked up against your chest and just letting it go in. Højbjerg, driven out wide to Noni Madueke. Definitely got the man, not the ball there. It should be a yellow card for Kieran Tierney. I can't really say anything about that. It's definitely a foul. Oh, they have played it short. Fofana into Nathan Ake through the gap. I thought Nteka was going to get to that. Lacroix does. Counter-attack, maybe? Pass doesn't reach its intended target, and we're on the back foot again. Fafana and Højbjerg linking up nicely. Kane tackled, and forward the ball comes again. Both sides keen to get the winner in this one. Neither side so far able to actually find it. Tierney to McGree. Through there could be not Noni. Oh, it's Amin Gouiri! And he's brilliantly played it inside the post. I initially intended the pass to go inside the defender and through the channel into Gouiri's path. In the end, he's had to run around the defender to meet the ball, but he still managed to pull the finish out the bag. Well, it's played through the channel there between Ake and the other centre-back. He's played it around the left-hand side of Nathan Ake, which I thought actually was going to ruin the chance. But Gouiri has been able to get to it. Ake switched off. Perhaps he was expecting the ball to his right-hand side as well as he's running back towards goal and didn't react quickly enough to the turn. Not sure where Gouiri was off the back of him. And that lack of awareness has cost Tottenham a goal here in the final 10 minutes. And we may well win this one. Where are they going? Through there, by the looks of things. Højbjerg's got Kane with him. Nice tackle. Get rid of it, please, Riley. It's a terrible attempted pass. Here's Schlager. Son. Kane's there. Son's gone for goal and Best makes the save. Needed to be made. Changes we will make as well. I'll take Lacroix off for Muhaid. Tierney on the yellow I'm slightly concerned about as well. And we'll bring Kojusta on as an extra big physical presence there in the centre of midfield. 3 changes with 3 minutes to go. There have been 3 goals. Hopefully we'll get 3 points. Although they'll have a second corner. Kim-Min-Son to deliver again. They've brought on Yves Bissouma. Away please. Well up Muhaid. Immediately having an impact. Having come off the bench. Noni Madueke, Schlager, Kane. Best saves again. And it's a third corner with 4 minutes added on. Still 2-1 here to us. Again flicked away, but the clearance has not got any distance to it. Ferguson gets a foot to the ball. Kane's going to turn. He spins once, he spins twice, and that will be the goal. And that had an air of inevitability about it, didn't it? I felt like there wasn't really much I could do there. It was just, they kept flying at me, and the clearances kept not going far enough. And eventually, Spurs got their goal. I don't feel I deserve to lose this game. Sorry, to draw this game at 2-2. Felt like I'd done enough to win it and earn the 3 points, but we won't get them. It's 2-2 against Tottenham, so 4 points so far today. We could still make it 7 with the win against Sheffield United in the simulated game. But I felt like I defended well enough throughout the course of that game. And yes, they had a lot of shots, but a lot of them were for distance. Or from distance even, where the keeper wasn't overly tested. With 3 points now off 4th spot. Sorry, no, I was looking at Chelsea. We are still level with 4th spot. 7 points off Arsenal. Tottenham have now finally drawn another game and not won it, but they're still unbeaten. And their run continues. And we'll head towards this game against Sheffield United, which certainly should be an easy, straightforward 3 points for us. So let's go and get an easy, straightforward 3 points, shall we? Sheffield United, bottom of the table currently, with players very low on stamina. And they fucking beat me. What utter shite. I told you we'd lose to Sheffield United, didn't I? They're bottom of the table. Their players were... Their 2 strikers were on like 70% stamina each. And they win. What bullshit is that? They were on 5 points from 12 games prior to that. Of course they fucking beat me. Of course they do. Right then, Everton tomorrow to start. Then Aston Villa and Arsenal. Then Southampton, Norwich, Leeds and Arsenal again in the episode after that. Well, just the 4 points today then. Fucked over by Spurs in the last minute. And then, I'll bite my tongue for once. I'll see you tomorrow.